is now in session. Presiding, the judge. Pray, be seated.
Madam Prosecutor, I believe it's still your case?
Yes.
How many witnesses do you have?
One.
One more witness. Is your witness ready?
I hope so.
Who's the witness?
The defendant.
Your witness?
No, defendant.
What about No.
Thank you so much. The Juliet is not doing it.
Simple terms.
Oh, no, ma'am, no further witnesses.
No further witnesses. You're closing your case now.
No.
You will argue later. What I mean by closing your case is that you're not presenting any more witnesses.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
sorry.
All right. Defense counsel. I understand there's two defense counsel, but one of you needs to pick a struggle. So only one of you can present the next witness. Is it just one? Okay. Who's the witness?
Oh, our witness.
Yes.
Our witness.
You didn't call your witness.
Dost thou solemnly swear to uphold the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help thee God?
How are you, Lucio? Okay. According to your encounter with the friend, how would you compare the Duke's rule and versus Angelo's rule?
The Duke's rule. I feel like the Duke is a much better leader than Angelo. Why? Because the way he carries himself is not like Angelo.
Okay, can you elaborate?
The Duke carries himself like he knows his boundaries and where not to go and where to go.
The Duke.
Yeah, the Duke is much more kinder than Angelo. Angelo is strict ruler.
Oh, strict ruler. Would you consider yourself a noble man?
Yes, sir.
So then, could you explain to me, why is it that you went to Isabella to go and ask her to plead for her brother's life instead of you going yourself when you claim you're such a noble man?
The reasons as to why I didn't approach Angelo myself is because I do confess that I do not possess the skills and moral authority as Isabella. And plus, I thought that in her light, the case might have been more favorable.
Okay. Do you feel Angelo, judging from his leadership style, would be the type to be involved in crimes that are presented in his court?
Yes.
Why? Because you elaborate.
Because what I saw that day, what I witnessed that day between his encounter with Isabella was not something anyone would like to see.
Okay, so what did you mean when you said in Acts 2, scene 3, I think, that touch him, when you talking to Isabella specifically, when you said touch him in the vein,
What did I mean?
and you said he was too cold, what did you mean?
I was just making a suggestion.
What did you mean?
Objection, Your Honor.
Soften him up.
Sustained. What is your objection, though, ma'am?
Twisting the witness's words in her mouth. It was a metaphor.
Sustained.
Did it say
Rephrase the question.
Okay, what did you mean when you said in Act 2, scene 1, 3? Can I please have the book? Actually, twist on. You said you are too cold. And then, furthermore, you said.
Objection, Your Honor. The client never spoke in Act 2, scene 3.
That's not what I'm saying, right?
Sustained.
It's Act 2, scene 2. You can go.
Prosecutor, might I suggest that you reserve some of the inaccuracies for argument? So, write it down. Argue.
Oh. Okay, I'm referring to my question. So, can you please read aloud?
Okay, Lucio said the following. Behold, behold, where Madam Mitigation comes, I have purchased as many diseases under her roof as come to.
Defense counsel?
Okay, so after admitting this, how could you claim to be an evil man when you just daily are under oath and yet you still lying to us that you're an evil man?
I'm still an older man.
But you confess to such heinous crimes.
It's not him.
How's it not heinous?
I was just saying it's not like I was gonna do it.
You did it. You confessed.
You didn't do it. I just said it.
I have purchased the many disease under her roof. You committed the crime.
Is this still about Angelo or what?
Okay, can I bring up my book? No, this one. Okay, can you please so could you explain to me? So could you explain to the courtroom what you meant when you said, and let him learn to know, when maidens sue, men give like gods, but when they weep and kneel, all their petitions are as freely as theirs, as they themselves withhold them. What did you mean when you said that?
Men like Angelo would obviously agree to her case when she softens him up.
Softens him up how?
Just by saying nice words to him. Just being flirtatious.
Oh, flirtatious.
Yeah.
So you admit that Isabella was being flirtatious to her client.
I said she has to. I was making a suggestion. I don't know if she did.
Okay. Wait, I'm still coming to your case.
Your Honor, one of the jury members has fallen asleep. We cannot trust their judgment.
There are other members of the juries that I think would be able to, give correct, yes, cover for her.
She's not sleeping. I'm going to use the excuse.
She's not sleeping.
She's going to her so she can
Sir.
take a shower.
Yes.
Please allow
Thank you.
the statement.
Lucio said to himself, so it's noted as aside to Isabella, "Hey, touch him. There's the vein."
What did you mean when you said that? To
To
Isabella.
myself.
No, you were whispering to Isabella. So could you explain what you meant?
Objection, Your
just-
Honor.
Like I
Irrelevant.
It is relevant.
It is not
It
relevant.
is relevant.
How is it relevant?
Madam Prosecutor and Mr. Defense Counsel, please approach.
How many times over I do it? No, she's not.
There we go.
I have no further questions.
You have no further questions? Thank you. Is the defendant going to testify in his own defense? Angelo?
Testifying in own defense, no.
He's not testifying in his own defense. So do you have any other witnesses?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
No, we would love to question the defense.
It's too late, bro.
you must bring a subpoena. It's too late. But I mean, ma'am, I know this is a mock trial. Yeah.
They have to testify. It's part of their mark.
Hey, madam jury, sorry.
I'm not in the jury. I'm giving you the subpoena.
Okay.
Ah, ma'am, no.
Subpoena, yes. And we need to hear what the.
I object, ma'am. I object.
We were looking for.
Why are you objecting?
There are a lot of students who are not characters and haven't testified.
Students.
Angelo is allowed to state that he does not want to testify.
Thank you.
Angelo states that he doesn't want to testify now.
Objection, madam jury.
He's giving away 25% of his mark.
I object.
Bye-bye. Yeah, if they're refusing to testify, they automatically made it about to
I
Your
object.
Honor,
I
you
object.
asked me if I have any witnesses from my side, and I said no because I was going to ask him to go up the stand.
Where's your
He's,
subpoena,
but
bro?
he's not your. You can't call the defendant. That
Exactly.
doesn't make sense. The prosecution would need
Which
to.
is why I was
actually
gonna
force
question
his
him after his
Then-
own team
Yeah, I'll
played.
take the call.
Yeah, but if they're choosing not to call him, there's nothing you can do about it.
No.
You can only draw. Let me make a suggestion. In argument, you can ask the jury, for instance, to draw inferences to the fact that he doesn't want to testify
In your closing statement.
in your closing statement. Yes. So you can talk about how he doesn't want to testify as an indication of something else. But
Well,
not
I
necessarily
believe the jury would like him to take the stand.
No, we don't.
Only one member
I
of
said the jury, you're not the jury.
No, they don't.
Can the jury please vote?
Overruled.
Okay.
Okay.
We need to deliver
Well,
it.
I think the jury did it.
Are you waving goodbye to those marks?
Ma'am, no, don't ask him. Discuss it and tell us. He must take the stand.
Want to cross-examine the defendant, he does have the right to remain silent, and we cannot force him onto the stand.
Thank you for.
He also has the right not to incriminate himself. So,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Honor.
Enlightening.
I have your closing statement, please.
As a result, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you come back with a guilty verdict on first-degree conspiracy on attempted murder, attempted sexual assault, sexual harassment, abuse of power, corruption and bribery, and fornication, which is an added charge that the defendant has been proven guilty for. After everything, we can never believe anything the defendant says because he is a deceiver and refuses to take the stand. He is nowhere near being a gentleman. He hides behind his undeserved titles of a nobleman and a lord. Isabella's only crime, if she will be charged, is to save her beloved brother, the image of a young lady and her unborn baby, from being labeled as a bastard child. Angelo is the real bastard.
Objection.
Can you object? Oh.
The closing statement.
Considering the letters the defendant wrote, signed himself, and sealed with the wax seal stamp, keep in mind that he confessed to his crimes prior to the case before you make any of your decisions. Examine the trauma and pain he caused to the young maiden, to his own wife, and the disgrace he has brought upon Vienna and the Duke. A man like Lord Angelo should be behind bars. This would do Vienna a great deal, because in that way, young maidens can be protected from men who use power to destroy women. If the defendant's verdict comes back not guilty, this would be the end of humankind. It would diminish the image of women and permit more men in power to abuse their power and destroy women, because it would be clear that there are no consequences for such behavior. Lord Angelo doesn't know the laws of Vienna. Clearly, his own wife confessed that he committed fornication with her, and although she can't be excused, preferably not, Lord Angelo is the Duke's deputy, and he should know laws better than anyone. He should be taught these laws behind bars after his verdict returns as guilty. Thank you.
Thank you. Defense, your closing statement.
and gentlemen of the court, esteemed members of the Viennese community, as we have drawn near to the conclusion of this trial, we urge you to remember the complexities of human nature that we have all witnessed throughout these proceedings. As we all stand here today, we're not just deciding the fate of Angelo, we are deciding the fate of humanity. We are deciding whether we believe in redemption, whether we believe in forgiveness, and whether we believe in the possibility of change. Throughout this trial, we have seen the worst of Angelo. We have seen his flaws, his mistakes, and his weaknesses, as is human, like you and I. But we've also seen his humanity. We have seen his capacity for love, his desire for connection, and his longing for forgiveness. As you deliberate on Angelo's innocence, I ask you to remember the words of the great poet: to err is human, to forgive is divine. Angelo is urged, but he has also deeply sought forgiveness. He has sought to make amends for his mistakes, and he has sought to start anew. Do not let Angelo's mistakes define him. Do not let his flaws condemn him, for you all know that those are what truly make us human. In place of his condemnation, let his humanity redeem him. Let his capacity for love, affection, and forgiveness inspire you to become better people yourselves.
Oh.
So if you can't control yourself, I will find you guilty of contempt of court.
Sorry.
Thank you.
As a defense, we have proven that the man Angelo was indeed condemned by the very people who manipulated him into the alleged wrongdoings. And we have seen that he was raped during the proceedings with Isabella, or should we say Mariana. Exactly who is guiltier, the tempter or the tempted? If you are given a weapon and instructed to harm someone, who is guiltier, the orchestrator or the perpetrator? Think about that. If we take this into context, this is exactly what was done to the accused. All of this was orchestrated by the Duke and Isabella. And they are not so innocent. And poor Angelo was just a victim. They chose to be the perpetrator. How cruel. As you consider the verdict, we humbly request you to put yourself in Angelo's shoes. I ask you to imagine the weight on his shoulders after being put in so much power with not as much training. The depth of his sorrow for you, consider the depth of his sorrow, for you'll never be the same after these accusations thrown at him. He might even need counseling. Our deputy is not just a defendant, he's a human being, one that has been wrongfully accused of not one, not two, but 5 claims that are all planned out by the Freya or Duke. Angelo was not just struggling with his own problems, but also with the unrighteousness and unlawfulness of the citizens of Vienna. And Angelo has also shown signs of OCD and NPD, hence causing him to make these uncool actions.
Madam Prosecutor, control your bench.
So now the Duke was more than happy to leave Vienna after things turned sour for him, leaving Angelo to take the fall. So I ask you to put yourself in his shoes as you conclude this case. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please deliberate on 3 of the 5 charges since Angelo has pleaded guilty.
3 of the 6, Your Honor.
5. The reason why I'm not counting the last one you added is because he didn't plead to it. Yeah, and so he didn't ask him whether he wants to say guilty or not guilty to it. He didn't plead to it, and I believe no evidence was laid in with regard.
His wife's confession, Your Honor.
Hearsay, Your Honor.
Yeah, but then he can be charged later.
Later when, Your Honor?
After he's been condemned.
You're talking to you, okay? We please tell you the
Order in court.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, we ready?
Mr. Bailiff, you're not doing your job actually. I shouldn't be approaching the jury. No. But it is a mock trial.
it work? Does it have to be unanimous?
It has to, but there's 3 of you, because the other jury members are.
But
So
he's
2 is
really-
enough
he's
by
not
majority.
changing. Yeah, so 2's a majority.
Yes. By majority.
Alright, so do we say anything or do we just give
Yes.
the verdict? Can we say something?
Yes, Madam Foreman, what has the jury found?
So the jury has found that the
Not rise from this.
Yes,
prosecution-
he should rise. Angelo, please rise.
The
Thank you.
prosecution, I think that the defense was really good in giving us a deliberation which took a bit of time, 3 minutes, but not because it wasn't good. They did make good points. There are certain things that we did take into consideration, like the fact that he didn't have proper training and that he was living in a time when there was a lot of fornication, which may have influenced him. But the point is that the decisions that he made were seriously cause for concern, and we believe that the prosecution proved beyond reasonable doubt that he is guilty.
Mr. Bailiff, arrest that man.
He would not stand. Everyone was a big concern.
Yeah. So, is the jury reading that inference that because he would not testify?
Yes, he would not testify, and that was cause for concern because we felt he had something to hide because he wouldn't be questioned in the stand, right? But it was a very difficult decision, but we did all come. It was unanimous. So
And have you deliberated on a sentence?
Can we suggest, Your Honor?
No. Objection.
Suggest the sentence.
The jury will decide.
We suggest that Lord Angelo should lose all his titles.
Objection, Your Honor. Objection. He has no say in this.
He
It's not the
should,
jury.
while he is behind bars, he should be retold the laws of Vienna, and after 3 days, he should be beheaded.
Objection.
No, in 3 hours.
Objection, Your Honor. She has no.
Ladies and gentlemen, where are you going?
Order!
Angelo,
Guys,
come back. Please sit. We're not finished.
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution can't decide on the sentence. They are
No,
not.
the jury.
So just what?
In addition,
Yes. Wasn't he condemned to death in the book?
not condemning him to death. According to the jury, some of the jury, they believe that those are condemnable, are punishable by death.
Yes.
But do we agree? Because I'm thinking he needs to have counseling in jail, community service.
Counseling in jail and community service.
No, ma'am, how it is.
objection!
Your Honor.
Your Honor, Lord Angelo should be grateful that he had to get a trial unlike Claudio.
Madam Prosecutor, trial is over.
Your Honor, we'd like to suggest house.
Wait, hang on. I will now give the judgment. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, while I appreciate your suggestion that he be given counseling in prison, I do agree that he must be condemned to death, and the only person who has the power to reverse that is the Duke. I'm just trying to stick to the book, guys.
Duke, say yes.
And Duke!
To make a decision.
Sit down.
Everyone, what